Hello beautiful beings, I'm Janae here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys as always for being here with me. For today's flow, I actually am going to do something that is hip opener focused, and with that being said, I do have a couple of props that I will be using. However, feel free to honor wherever you are, whatever works for you. I am sitting on a bolster and I will be using one block. If you don't have a bolster or a block, a couch pillow or the pillow that you sleep with works just as good. A rolled up blanket, you know, we are all about modifications and improvising with what we have. I think that's everything, so grab whatever you feel you may need, whatever smudges or props. We'll meet right back here on the mat and let's dive right in. You guys, as always, Palo Santo to serenade the vibe. I have about 30 minutes before my teenager walks through that door. So let's see if we can get these hips open, loose, and lubricated. I have a class this evening. It's a Vin Yin, and I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more hip focused. I don't know, I'm kind of running out of ideas of things to teach for my Vin Yin. So it's always nice when I get to record these videos. They give me a lot of inspiration. And transparent moment, I haven't done any yoga since like a week ago, last Tuesday, when I was recording my videos last week. So I'm pretty tight, which is why I have these props. Let's just get right into it. We're gonna move our block to the side for now, and our bolster, and we're just gonna come up to all fours in a tabletop position, moving out the way, whatever you don't need. Ooh. And we're just gonna start off with a couple of cat-cows here in this tabletop position, leaving your toes flexed on the mat. Roll your shoulders back and down your spine. And just shift your gaze forward. Just pausing here, noticing how it feels on your body. Maybe you want to crunch from one side, looking over a shoulder to the other. Just adding subtle movements to your body makes a huge difference. Returning back to a neutral spine, we'll find an inhale. Shift your gaze forward, roll your shoulders back. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone down. Allow your head to be last, bringing your chin to your chest, pushing your shoulder blades away. Inhale, scoop everything up, coming into cow. Exhale, send everything down and away. Squeeze your glutes. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, cow. And exhale, cat. Squeezing your glutes and your thighs, make it active. Returning back to a neutral position, we're gonna come back into our neutral tabletop. We're gonna extend this left leg out to the side, and I'm gonna shimmy over to the right side of my mat so you guys can still see. Left leg is gonna come out straight to the side, grounding your toes and your heel on the ground, or you can leave your toes facing up, whatever works for you. Our shoulders are still underneath, or our wrists are still underneath our shoulders, and we're still here in a tabletop position. If you find that this is too wobbly for you, plant your right toes on the mat, leave your heel facing the back of the room, and shift your gaze forward, letting your belly hang low and your tailbone scoop up. A couple of cat-cows in this posture. Inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale, scoop everything under. Inhale up. Exhale, scoop everything under. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Leaving our left palm on the mat, we'll come back to a neutral tabletop, peeling this right arm open, extend it up towards the ceiling, find a breath. On your exhale, bring your right shoulder blade to the mat, threading it underneath your left arm, coming into a modified thread the needle. Option to rest on this block or the bolster to help bridge the gap. Leaving your left leg extended out. You can keep your left hand framed at your face, or you can extend it up towards the top of the mat. Taking your last breath and exhale it out. Bringing your left hand to frame your face, we'll pick this right arm up, extend it back up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale to wind it down. Moving our bolster out of the way for the time being. We're going to shift this left leg to the back of the room, bring it to a hover. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch everything. Being sure to not lean over on the right side. Inhale to extend. Exhale, crunch it all together. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times, just like that. Breathe in. Exhale it out. And for this last one, listening to the change, take an inhale here. Exhale, extend it back. Bringing this left knee to your nose, we're going to thread it in between our hands. Leaving this right knee on the mat, shoot those arms up, coming up for an Anjaneyasana or a low lunge. Breathe in. On your exhale, bring your hands on top of your knee, interlacing your fingers, and pause here. Option to point your right toes on the mat for extra stability. And we're just going to pulse forward a couple times, so find a breath in and exhale. Or inhale here. Exhale to lean. Inhale up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, bringing your hips in line with your spine. Exhale, leaning that left knee forward. Couple of pulses. Inhale, in line. Exhale and lean. Bringing our spine back in line with our hips. We're going to reach for our block or our pillow, whatever we have, and place it on the outside of your left hip or glute. We're coming into a couple of pulses here. So for our inhale, extend our arms up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Leaning your left knee forward, allow your hips to be open and fall. Find your exhale. Drawing our arms forward and back, kind of like a line. As your hands start to reach your hips, extend that left leg straight out, coming into a modified splits. Option to bring your block to its medium height, resting your forearm on top of it, and we're just straightening out this left leg. And we're going to be going from forward to back. So forward on your inhale, come up, let your hips lean forward. Exhale, drawing your arms down, send your hips back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to shift my block out the way so you guys can see. Inhale, coming up, Anjaneyasana. Let your hips fall forward. Exhale, half splits. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. And exhale. Send it all back. Placing your hands on the mat, framing this left foot. Slowly start to fold over this left leg. Get a deep fascial stretch here, being sure that your toes are pointed and facing you. Really feel it in the back of your calf and hamstring. On your next breath, we're coming back to our Anjaneyasana, planting this left foot on the mat, extending our arms up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And on your exhale, right hand comes down and around, planting it on the inside of this left foot. We're coming into a little bit of a dragonfly twist. Looking over this left shoulder, letting your left hip fall open. Winding this left arm down and around, facing it towards the back of the room. And bringing it on the inside of this left leg. So we're here with our hands on the inside of this left leg. Option to take your block, pillow, bolster, whatever you have, place it directly underneath your chest. Come down to your forearms, leaving this left knee up and open, and we're here in our lizard pose. A really good hip opener. Option to breathe here. And if you're not on a block and you want to stay up high on your hands, take a pillow or your bolster, place it right underneath this thigh, even if you bring it to the tallest setting, just to help bridge the gap. Just like that. Placing your forearms on top of your block, whatever option works for you. Remembering to breathe. If you feel like you're nice and lubricated here, option to start rolling to the edge of this left foot, opening up that left hip and dropping your block down to the lowest setting and seeing if you can recline lower. Really getting into that inner hip flexor, stretching the top of your right thigh or your quad and getting into the back of this left thigh, your hamstring, all of the things. Taking one more breath in this posture. And release it out. Slowly making our way back up onto our hands. Grounding this left heel down, you can slide your block out the way. We're going to shimmy this left foot to the middle of the mat, coming into a reclined pigeon, dropping our left knee onto the mat, having a seat on your left hip, and just pausing here. Now for alignment purposes, if you find that you're kind of rocking forward and back on one of your hips, take a pillow, blanket, or block, place it underneath your hip to kind of level yourself out. So now you're sitting a little bit higher, but it's more comfortable for you. I'm going to remove my block just because this one's a cork. It's too big and I'm short and I don't need that. So we're pausing here in our pigeon. Take an inhale, shift your head back, a little back bend. On your exhale, melting your heart forward. Option here to greet yourself with your pillow or bolster, just to take some of the edge off. And just pausing here in this pigeon pose. Taking a couple more breaths here. And exhale it out. Coming back up onto our hands, untucking these right toes. We're going to bring our left knee to meet our right. We're back here in our tabletop position, and now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side with a little twist. We're going to kick, or we're going to have a seat on this left glute. Extending our legs directly in front of us. Now we're facing the opposite side of the room. We're just gonna come into a little bit of forward fold, take some of that pressure off our inner hip flexors. Inhale, extending your arms up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, just hinging from your hips, allowing your chest to greet your legs, or just planting your hands firmly on your mat or on the floor, and just pausing wherever is comfortable. If you need to have a bend in your knees, that is always an acceptable option, going to wherever your edge is and wherever you're comfortable. And just pausing here in this forward fold. And letting it all go. Finding your last breaths. Slowly starting to walk your body back upright. We're going to kick our feet to the right and meet back in our tabletop position. We're going to start off with those cat-cows, but have this right leg extended out to the side, grounding your feet on the mat wherever is comfortable. I'm going to shimmy myself over to the left side of the mat just so you guys can see me. Tailbone is facing up, and we're getting right into these cat-cows. Find an inhale, shift your gaze up. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, tailbone down, push everything away. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, breathe in. Exhale it out. Returning back to a neutral spine, shimmying myself a little bit towards the middle of the mat. We'll inhale, peeling this left arm open. And on the exhale, bringing your left shoulder towards the mat, threading it underneath your right, coming into thread the needle. Taking some breaths here. Bringing our right hand to frame our face so that we may pick ourselves back up a little bit towards the middle of the mat. We're going to lift this right leg, shifting it towards the back of the room at a hover. Being sure that we're not leaning over to the left side. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Last one, and make it count. Inhale. Exhale. Crunch everything in. Threading this right foot in between our hands. Coming up for our Anjaneyasana on the opposite side. So shoot those arms up towards the ceiling, sink your hips forward. Inhale. And on your exhale, we're bringing our hands interlaced on top of this right knee, bringing our hips back in line with our spine. And if you need to walk your right foot in some, you can. We're just going to pause here for a second, finding a big breath. And starting with these pulses, just send your hips forward, stretching out both legs. Inhale to align. Exhale to lengthen. Inhale, align. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, align. Exhale, lengthen. One more, breathe in. Exhale. Returning back to a neutral spine. extending our arms back up towards the ceiling. We're coming into these half splits Anjaneyasana pulses. So we'll inhale here, sending our hips slowly forward. Find a breath. On your exhale, draw your arms forward, sending your hips back, straightening this right leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Ardha Hamanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale. This last one, coming into our forward folding half splits, we'll inhale for Anjaneyasana. On the exhale, drawing our hands down and around, placing them on the mat, forward folding over this right leg, but for a moment, stretching the fascia and the backs of our right leg. Slowly walking your hands forward, rebending in this right knee. We're back in our Anjaneyasana. Bringing this left hand to the mat as right arm peels open or extends back up towards the ceiling. A little bit of a dragonfly twist here. Shift your gaze up towards your fingers. Closing down this or opening up this right arm, facing the back of the room. Shift your gaze behind you. Extending it all the way down and placing your right hand inside this right thigh, walking our right foot towards the outer edge of the mat. We're prepping for our lizard, coming down to our forearms or on the top of a pillow or a block. We're here in our lizard pose. And option to be placed right on this block. Resting down onto our forearms and just letting our hip be as open or as closed as we would like and can withstand. Taking a breath in and exhale it out. Option from here to roll to the edge of your right foot, opening up that right hip. You might even place your hand on top of that right hip, shifting your gaze over your right shoulder. Just really getting into that inner hip flexor. Find your breath, remembering to breathe. Closing down this right knee, coming back up onto your forearms or your hands, shimmying this right knee towards the middle of the mat. We're going to drop our right knee down as this left heel goes behind your left wrist, coming into our pigeon pose. Find an inhale, shifting your gaze a little bit behind for a gentle back bend. As you exhale, hinging forward, resting wherever is comfortable, and I'm going to take rest on this block here, coming into our reclined pigeon. Taking your last breaths here. And exhale it out. Bringing your hands to the mat to help pull yourself upright. We're actually going to swing this left foot with the right, bringing our soles of feet together. And I'm going to spin forward so you guys can see me. Coming into a little bit of a supported bound angle, we're going to really finally close out this hip opening sequence with a good forward fold. We're going to wrap our hands around our feet, rolling your shoulders back and down. Find a breath as your gaze shifts up. On your exhale, just bring your chest as close as you can towards your feet, bending in your elbows and just stopping at whatever edge is comfortable. We're gonna do this a couple of times with some pulses. So we'll inhale to lift, expand those knees out. Exhale and fold. 2 more times. Inhale to lift, straighten out your arms. Exhale, hinging forward and fold. Last time, inhale to lift. And on your exhale, hinging finally to wherever is comfortable, coming into our reclined bound angle. Slowly beginning to lift your chest. We're going to close our knees like a book, coming into a couple of windshield wipers. We've done a lot of work and a lot of intentional work with our inner hips, placing your hands directly beside each glute and just dropping your knees to whichever sides feel comfortable. Just waving them from left to right, closing down our inner hip flexors, adding relief to wherever there was discomfort. Bringing our soles of feet back to the mat, crossing at our ankles, coming into Sukhasana or half lotus, full lotus, whichever posture calls to you, so that we may close out today's practice. Placing the backs of our hands on tops of our knees so that we may do a cleansing breath to close out today's class, closing down your eyes and your awareness. Take a breath in and exhale it out. Bringing your hands to touch into Anjali Mudra, the mudra of compassion, placing your thumbs right into your heart chakra. Thank you guys for allowing me to help plug you into your peace and bust open those hips. It is my hope that you're feeling nice, loose, and lubricated in your hips and allowing your emotions to be finally set free. And so it is. Namaste. And as always, guys, thank you for flowing alongside me. Until next time. Peace.